Hello everyone and welcome along to another rugby discussion video. Now today is something a little bit different with all the excitement and preparation and building up to the Rugby World Cup for 2015. It's a bit easy to forget the ugly that happens in the rugby world. This is something that's been brought to my attention, obviously through the news media, but something that you guys have brought up quite a lot over the last week or so through Twitter and the comments as well. What is going on in South Africa? Are South Africa not going to be allowed to go to the Rugby World Cup? Now, if you've been, I don't know, completely away from any news media whatsoever, or you don't watch the news, you don't read the newspaper, don't listen to the radio, you know, that happens, that's real. People don't do that sort of stuff anymore as much as back in the day. But the Springboks have been going through. This is what's happening. This is a story for anyone who's missed out. The Springboks were being prevented from going to the Rugby World Cup. Now, there's an organisation that was accusing the South African Rugby Union of pretty much not choosing enough, now I use inverted speech marks here, coloured players, and the transformation of South African rugby wasn't up to scratch, according to this organisation, Agency for New Agenda. A political party is what they actually were. But we'll get to the political side of things later. But this is what the story is. They have said that there's too many white players. I use that such a loose term because, you know, you'll get what I think about this later. But this is what the news article is about. And they were going to take the passports away from the South African rugby players, the 31 picked from Meyer's team, and stop them from going to the World Cup. Now, as it stands right now, earlier on today, which today is Thursday the 3rd of September, it is approximately, it has been resolved. Now, it went to the High Court in South Africa, in Pretoria even, and it was thrown out. Now, not completely thrown out, but the South Africans will still be going to the World Cup. This Agency for New Agenda will not be taking away their passports and stopping them from representing their country, which is really what this is all about. This is why people, play rugby, they love the game, and they want to represent their country. But we'll get to my opinion again very soon. So what's happened is it's gone to the court, and the judge, with a name, such a South African name that I can't say, he stood the matter down, and the two parties involved, I guess the Rugby Union and this Agency for New Agenda, will have to discuss about the transformation of rugby. Now, this guy that leads the Agency of New Agenda, he reckons that the speed of change within South African rugby had been grindingly slow, and the amount of, again, inverted speech marks, white players in his 31-man squad did not constitute as inconsistent with the Constitution. Now, that's what he claimed. It was inconsistent with the agreement. Now this squad, this is my opinion on the matter. This squad was picked 31 players, and after that selection, the coaches, it was said in a press conference, this has the quota of 10% of coloured players. This is pathetic. I mean, South Africa, you respect their culture, you respect where they come from and all that sort of thing, but come on. The world has progressed. The world has moved on. The thing that matters, and the point I really want to make about this video, and that I tried to make on Twitter in the comments as well, is that the main thing is, the ultimate thing is, that South African players are South African. They are South African. It doesn't matter if they're black, white, pink, orange, blue, purple, green, I'm running out of colours, whatever colour you can think of. I mean, it doesn't matter. Red, orange, yellow, I already said yellow, but you know what I'm saying here. There's all the colours of the world. It doesn't matter what colour your skin is. What matters is what country you're from. And to represent South Africa at the Rugby World Cup, you should be South African. You should love your country, and you should want to play for your country and represent your country. There shouldn't be quotas. If the coaching staff cannot pick the 31 best players in his country, then sure, he's corrupt, throw him away. But then nothing's proven. I'm not saying he is corrupt at all, but if you need quotas, something's wrong. Is it the people making the quota, or is it the one who can't live by the quota? Or is it just the person not picking the 31 best players? Or is it none of them? Is it just political bullshit? That is the other thing. Why politics? Why? Why do you have to get involved now when there's Rugby World Cup starting? Why couldn't you take their passports away when they wanted to go to Australia to play the Rugby Championship match? No, you're not going to do it then, are you, government political people? Because there's not the publicity. There's not the media spotlight. This is Rugby World Cup, and you're going to deny one of the favourites of the competition the chance to go and represent their country because of the colour of the player's skin. Now, there's not much more I really want to say about this. I just want to put a video out there to say what I thought, because I've had a few questions about it. But it shouldn't matter what colour their skin is. Doesn't matter what colour the coach is. It doesn't matter what colour the staff are, what colour the players are, what colour the ball boy is, what colour anyone is, as long as they represent their country, which for the Springboks is South Africa. They should be South African. They should want to go out there, represent their country, number one, and win it for their countrymen and women back home. Now, if you can't do that and forget about the colour of everyone else's skin and just play as a country, play as a team, sure, there is obviously never going to be a fair split, because there's not always going to be a fair split of white players who are the best in South Africa, and there's never going to be a fair split of black players. As long as there is the best players in the team, it doesn't matter if it's women 15 and 16 or it's 21 and 10. Who cares? Just pick the best team of South Africans. Now, Phil, I've definitely gone over. My massive point was about representing your country, being the main thing. As it's turned out, South Africa has been allowed, and they do fly out to go to their first match. They play Japan on September the 19th, by the looks of this. So they're flying out on September the 11th, and they're going to Brighton to face Japan. Now, this is great. This is good. I knew that this could not happen. The South Africans could not be kept out of this World Cup. It would be a massive step backwards in more way than one, more than just rugby. This is talking about, political as well, obviously, but just in the general life and the well-being of people. People have progressed, that everyone is equal. We are all the same despite the colour of our skin. Doesn't matter if the world's general population is one or the other. All that matters, and we are just people living on this world, and we represent our countries at things like the Rugby World Cup. South Africa had to go. They were a favourite for the tournament, and it just wouldn't be the same without Springboks. It just wouldn't be the same. Imagine the World Cup without the Springboks. Oh, it would be dreadful. And, so many fans would be let down. It's a huge place. I mean, there's so many people that live there, so many people that live and breathe rugby. It's huge over there. And to just deny them over such a petty thing that is so old, it's such an old thing to do. This whole colour of skin thing. And, I mean, it's sad that South Africa still have this quota of coloured players in their side as well. It is really the only thing that seems to be hanging on to the past. It's all political. There is no doubt about that. And I just feel, Agency for New Agenda, shame on you. Shame on you for even putting up this rubbish and attempting to stop the Springboks going to the Rugby World Cup. Now, I'm from New Zealand, as you probably all know, and for me this would be absolutely catastrophic if the Springboks didn't make it. But I often compared this to if it happened here or in Australia. We all have different coloured people here as well. There's white people here, there's a lot of Asian people, different ethnicities here, Asian people here. There's a lot of islanders here, you know, Fijians, Samoans. We have increasing number of European people here as well. You know, people from everywhere are here. And I just imagine if the All Blacks come in and someone from a political party said, you have to select at least 10 people from the Pacific Islands. You have to pick, you know, how bullshit would that be? There would be absolute outrage in the whole country. Absolute outrage. The fact of the matter is, you pick your best team. You want to win, you pick your best team. I don't think South Africa are going to pick a weaker team just because of the colour of their skin. That is stupid. It's professional rugby. You want to win. You don't care whose colour you are. It doesn't matter. If you're the best player in your position, you play the match and you win. You win. You win the game. You keep your job, which is pretty key for a coaching perspective, and it's just ludicrous. It's ludicrous it's come to this point, and it's absolute rubbish that this political party has even gone to the lengths of this. Just absolute absurd stuff. Grindingly slow progression. I mean, come on. Pick the best 31, go to the World Cup, represent your country, be proud of your country, where you come from, and love the sport, love your country, and love everyone around your country as well. That's what it's all about, and, you know, full credit, get it out of here, get the Springboks to the World Cup. That is all I'm going to say. Absolute outrage. You know, if you've spoken to me about it before, outraged, get the Springboks there, represent their country, and I wish them all the best in their future as well. Hopefully South Africa can come up to the current times and just pick their best players, get rid of this bullshit about people, you know, having to get equality throughout the team. It's rubbish. Everyone is equal. The best 31 men go regardless. That's it. I'm done. Thanks for watching. If you agree, hit the thumbs up. If you've got something to say yourself, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm interested. This is a big topic, I think. Something that needs to be stamped out, especially in South Africa. Till next time, take care.